Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sports News here on CW57. Today, I am very honored to be joined by one of the men I admired growing up. You had a chance to see him in Super Bowl 31 with the Green Bay Packers. Super Bowl MVP, 99-yard kickoff return, Heisman Trophy winner, and one of the most respected college football analysts in the country. We're joined today by Desmond Howard. Desmond, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate that introduction. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, of course. I think that was the day I fell in love with football, is watching you take that one back. Been a Packer fan my whole life, so it's a huge joy to have you on the show here today.
Well, thanks. The Packer fans are the best fans of any sport.
We love to hear that. So we know you're here to talk about college. You're one of the most respected analysts in the country. The season's getting started just now. Huge non-conference matchups to start the season. In the past, it's been a lot of cupcake games for some of these big teams. Not anymore. You have games like Alabama, Wisconsin, a lot of teams playing big non-conference rivals. How is this going to impact the 14 playoff later on in the season?
Well, personally, I think it's big. I think it's huge. I mean, if I'm a part of the selection committee, which I'm not, but if I was in that room, in my opinion, your non-conference schedule will have a lot of weight. I mean, if you're trying to determine between two teams who you think are evenly matched and which team should get maybe that fourth spot in the college football playoff, you start to look at other factors. And to me, your non-conference schedule has to weigh heavy in that decision-making process. I think this is big, and I think more teams should try to do it.
I completely agree, and it makes better football for the fans as well. As you mentioned, the struggle to get into that fourth spot we saw last year in the first year of the college football playoffs. That fourth spot team ended up winning it all, and that was Ohio State. They're looking to defend their national championship. And in the Big Ten up here, we also have Jim Harbaugh, your old alma mater of Michigan. What one do you think is the bigger story, or what can we look for that to develop to in this season?
Well, it's always a big story when you have a championship team, and obviously they're on the quest to try to repeat, because any coach you talk to who's won a championship on any level will tell you it was hard to win a championship, but it's even much more difficult to repeat. So I think the Buckeyes and Urban Meyer, they got their work cut out for them. But when you're a college football program and you're trying to court a head coach from the NFL, and you have three other NFL teams trying to get that same guy to coach their team, and he picks your university to come coach at, then I think that's just a huge win for the University of Michigan. So to bring Jim Harbaugh back to Ann Arbor, but this time as the head coach, is a huge story and a bigger story than what's happening down in Columbus.
You know what? I agree with you. That's going to change the culture up in Michigan. And as Badger fans, we don't like it, but that is huge for Michigan. Now, Ohio State, they're in a really...
I know that's right.
Ohio State's in a unique predicament. They have three athletes that could all be starting quarterbacks for them. How do you deal with that, and what do you think is going to play out this season for Ohio State?
Well, I think that J.T. Barrett is the guy for Ohio State. I think he's the guy to have a lot of confidence in. Cardale Jones had the best three-game run as a starter that we'll ever see in college football. But J.T. Barrett seems to be the leader that they need.
All right. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. I agree with you there on J.T. Barrett, I think, too. So tell us a little bit about that big old blimp behind you. I had the opportunity to ride in that myself a couple years ago, but that was really innovative. That's actually changed the way that we all watch football and a lot of different sports. So tell us what's going on with you and Goodyear.
Well, first, I'm jealous that you've had a chance to ride in a blimp and I haven't. But, you're right. It's changed the way we watch college football. The aerial shot that we've all become so familiar with has been provided by the Goodyear Blimp, and they've provided that for us for 60 years now. This is the 60th anniversary, and they're going to kick off the 60-year celebration here at the AvalCare Classic, Alabama versus Wisconsin, and then celebrating traditions throughout the year that inspire superior performance, going to different campuses, and they're going to wrap it up by coming to the Cotton Bowl, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. So it's a big year for Goodyear, the Blimp, and it's a big year for college football too.
That is fantastic. So also got to ask, we have a little bit of time. A lot of your cohorts over there on the big network, all about SEC. All they talk about is the SEC, and it's been 2 years since they won a national championship. So when do you think they're going to get back to that, or is it going to stay right here in the Big Ten where you and I are kind of from?
Yeah, I think that there's a chance. I think it's wide open this year. I think that obviously you're looking at the Buckeyes to repeat representing the Big Ten. I think in the SEC you have a lot of schools that may be in contention, but they're looking for a new quarterback. So that's their biggest challenge right now, is finding a quarterback to take their team to where they want to take them.
All right, and as you mentioned, you're kind of teaming up with the Goodyear Blimp this year, a huge anniversary for them, winning traditions throughout the college season and showing some great video as well. Where can the viewers of the Sports News get some more information about where the Goodyear Blimp's going to be and kind of its trip on the anniversary this season?
They can go to Goodyear.com, or you can follow the Goodyear Blimp on Twitter.
Follow the Goodyear Blimp on Twitter. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to hop on that too. And they can follow you on Twitter as well, correct?
Exactly. Desmond Howard. Exactly.
Desmond.
And Desmond Howard.
All right. I know I'm following you, so we're really excited to have you on here today. Desmond, thank you so much for visiting us with us here on the Sports News up in Madison. We wish you the best of luck and have a fantastic college football season, my friend.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
You got it. Desmond Howard, one of the most respected college football analysts in the country, and you remember him as a Green Bay Packer and Super Bowl 31 MVP. We'll be right back with more of the Sports News in just a moment.